What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You are watching Amos Live. My name is Boy. It is not Friday, but Thursday, February 13th. And we have Delta Airlines Flight 57 giving us a butt shot. It was supposed to go. Supposed to go to Salt Lake City, but it chose not to. Don't know what is going on over there, but we've seen this before, and time will tell what is going to happen next. In the meantime, welcome one and all. Goedenavond Marja, goedemorgen Marissa, and good morning to all others. Bear, Michael, Daniel, Naomi, Ray, Chilakuma, Leo, Erik, The Cat, Daniel, Greet, Richard, Bart, Peter. Good morning one and all. Bretty Hopper next to take off. It is cold today, wind is blowing moderately from the north, cool wind, cool temperatures, bit of haziness, but otherwise decent visibility. You can also see the airplane still, not too bad. Heated gloves on both hands. If I'm not wearing them, my hands don't feel anything, my fingertips don't feel anything anymore within 5 minutes. I am going to lower the setting of my heated gloves to medium, see how long we can stretch their use, because as soon as the heated gloves and both sets of batteries are drained, the stream is also not going to last much longer. That's the bottleneck today. Keeping the hands warm. E2 Embraer 195 to Hamburg, KLM Flight 1753. And there was a lot of honking going on just before I went live. I'm not sure if it is the firefighters that went on patrol and left the fire station quite loudly. Bird control is also over there. Might be that they were just having a little bit of banter. I currently am not seeing the firefighters anywhere in the vicinity, but I also forgot to see if they were actually going on a round or not. We'll see soon enough with that respect as well. Check it out, Evan is also back in the chat. Top of the morning, sir, buenos dias. Good to have you back. And all others as well, good morning. Welcome to the show, you're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy, this is the Polderman being used for departures today. Runway 36 left. Together with runway 09, which is the secondary runway and not the center runway, because of the reduced visibility. Means that the center runway is now in use for arrivals. And here we have Delta Airlines Flight 57 standing there. Sander, morgen. QJ, goedemorgen. Piotrke, goedemorgen. En gratuliere Rakete 88, whose birthday is today. Good morning, PJ. Bob from Sydney. Another Bob from Sydney? Or is this the same Bob? Hey Dana, good morning. Killerspiele, guten Morgen. Mo, good morning mate. I think we have our answer as to whether or not the firefighters went on a patrol round or not, because I can already hear them coming. We have one scout leading the way and the other two are following. Have they saved up their honks and will we get a couple, or will it just be a simple wave? We'll see soon enough. And here. In the meantime, I can also see, and you can see it in the left, on the left, right in the background. That was one honk. The bird controller is also doing a runway inspection as we speak. Where did I see it? There it is. Of course, here are the other two firefighters coming. Hadi Koen, goedemorgen. Martin R, goedemorgen. It's me Mike, good morning. Oh yeah. Fire truck number 2 had saved up their honks just for us. Hadi Julian, goedemorgen. Gratje, goedemorgen kerel. Mr. Blue Sky, good morning. Where are you? We're looking for blue sky. It's hard to see any. The clouds do look thinner here and there. It's not very thick clouds. If you look up there, you can see, unless my color vision deficient eyes are deceiving me, it does look like a bit of blue here and there. Indeed, no honk from the last one. I think the honors were given to the second firefighter truck to spend all their budget on honks. Stranger, good morning, good to see you again, mate. Gertin, goedemorgen, welkom terug. Good morning, one and all. Yeah, and this is Delta Airlines Flight 57. It was supposed to go to Salt Lake City. What exactly happened, I don't know. I'm not in the habit of listening to ATC while streaming or during the setup. Not sure if anybody who is watching the stream was listening in and has heard more. Sharing is caring. Feel free, if you have more information, to put it in the chat. We're always interested to learn what happened. Hadi Gillard, goedemorgen. Good to see you again. Frank, goedemorgen. Right, well. There's a triplet of airplanes coming this way. They are taxiing around the center runway, going through the northern threshold. Or around, I should say more precisely. Shamrock is leading the way to Cork. Embraer 190 to Cardiff is also coming. And KLM flight 661, which is an A330-300 to Houston, is also coming this way. Richard, goedemorgen. Blue sky in Alicante. Why am I not surprised? 18 to 20 degrees C. Lovely. Enjoy the day, mate. Hadi Frans, goedemorgen. Robin, goedemorgen. Japanese characters, Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning. Welcome back. Now, in the meantime, also celebrations. Congratulations, Martin Air, and thank you so much for your support. 15 months a member of the Aurora Sky Lounge. Mate, thank you so much for your continued support. I hope everything is still to your liking in the lounge. And let me know if something no longer is to your liking, and let me see what I can do about it then. Now, let's have a look. To me it sounds like the engines are turned off. And with the exception of some heat still emanating from the engines themselves, which have of course heated up. I am inclined to say these engines are off, otherwise we wouldn't be able to see the fire trucks in the background that well. Probably the only thing now on is the APU. Or is it? Or is it? Butt shot, close up butt shot here. Hadi Hans, goedemorgen. Tom, goedemorgen. Matthijs, goedemorgen. And Matthijs wonders if the A330 isn't parked the other way around. It is. It is. Martin R. is wondering when his t-shirt is going to arrive. It should not take very long. Whenever I order something, I always got it in a week or so. They are rather quick with delivering. A triplet of trucks. And K4 parked on the runway. Howdy Patrick. Hey there Big John. Good morning one and all. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. K4 is now parked on runway 36 left, the Polderbaan, after having done a runway inspection just now. We're waiting for traffic to arrive. You can already see the first airplanes coming this way. If we look past the Delta, Shamrock is already coming. That's the first of the triplet I mentioned earlier. The Embraer 190 from KLM to Cardiff, and if I'm not mistaken, an A330 should also be relatively close by. Now I already see an EasyJet to Luton, a 787-710 to LAX, and another 737 to Percy coming this way. Hey, look, it's the return of Tiger. Good to see you again. Nice to have you back. Hope you've been well in the meantime that we haven't seen you. Perfect timing to come back. Butt shot of Delta. The firefighters testing their equipment. Hi Marianne, goedemorgen. Lionel, good morning. Mr. Rico, good morning Chris. Hanna, goedemorgen. Rudwig, good morning. Welcome one and all. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. The firefighters just did their patrol round and Delta Airlines Flight 57 to Salt Lake City. Did not go there. It chose to park right there, have a look at the beautiful tower and all the approaching airplanes coming this way. First next airplane to take off is going to be Aer Lingus to Cork, which is almost ready to go. It's approaching the threshold. It's going to line up in a moment. Shamrock Flight 841 to Cork, A320, EIDEN, E-I-D-E-N, that's Delta Echo November, 19 years old, first flight April 2005, and it's doing a turn and burn. Let's talk ceilings. How far up can we see? Relatively far. Certainly a lot better than it was last week. Good morning, Franklin. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Dutch Aviation NL. Remco, good morning. Naomi, good morning. And it's BOY, Killer Spieler. Next airplane to go is KLM flight 1087 to Cardiff, Embraer 190. 14 years old, first flight August 2010. Tigo, goedemorgen. Lance Plains and More, good morning. Aeromo, good morning. Gerrit, goedemorgen. Luther, goedemorgen. Stan GB 777, good morning. And good morning to all others who have joined us. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is KLM flight 661 to Houston, Texas. And it's an A330-300. Now, it's good to be back. To have you back, I should say, Tiger. Thank you so much for dropping by again and for sticking around as a member. Thank you so much for your support. 17 months, 1.5 years almost. A long time ago when you were last here. Indeed, when was it? Has to be in 2024 still. Absolutely lovely to see you again, Tiger. I hope you've been well and still are well. Thank you so much for your support. I hope that you still like being a member and a mod. Let me know if either of the two is no longer to your liking, and let me see what I can do about it. Delta is still standing here, giving us a butt shot. Which is interesting because the next airplane that is not going to be able to go away and has already gone where EasyJet is now taxiing will have to take the second exit to clear the runway. We've seen that happen before. It has happened once while we were live here. Boop the snoot. What has happened with this 737? Good morning, Beyond Adventurous. Dini, goedemorgen. Jesper, goedemorgen. Jesper Kraak. Are you related to Jillard? Hey Ricardo, goedemorgen. Right, EasyJet. On the way to London Luton. Good morning, Cloudy. Good morning, Anita and Leonard. Freddy, goedemorgen. Abhishek, good morning. Okay, the Kraak lads are unrelated. Nice coincidence. Two Kraaks in the show. It's a cracking show already. This is KLM flight 601 to LAX. 78710 Dreamliner. PH BKH, 4 years old, first flight May 2020. Peter, good morning. Graziano, good morning. Trucker Nick, good morning. Goedemorgen. Good morning everybody else who I might have missed. Welcome to the show. Delta Airlines flight 57 did not go away to Salt Lake City, but is standing here giving us a butt shot. It's something that we've seen before from Delta A330s. Up, up, and away. Servus, Agent T79. Buenos dias. Gil, who is tuning in from Spain. Welcome one and all, folks. Delta Airlines flight 57, which was supposed to go to Salt Lake City, is still standing there. It did not go. And we have a white tip nose to Person Chester. That's KLM flight 1031. (737) 800 PHBCE. That's Bravo Charlie Echo. 10-year-old airplane, first flight March 2010. Stranger asks if the Delta even started the takeoff roll or did he just enter and exit. He entered and exited. Didn't even spool up. Was just idling to the exit, turned away, and then came to a stop. So they didn't even throttle up. Howdy Hans, goedemorgen. Suzanne, goedemorgen. And here it goes. KLM flight 1031, the Person Chester. It did have a nose job, Kevin. Not exactly sure why that was. But you can definitely tell it had work done. Brenna, goedemorgen. Good morning to all others who have joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing here at the Polderbaan runway 36 left. Together with a runway 09 open for departures. Why 09 and not center? Not the best visibility, it is a bit hazy. Not exactly foggy, but reduced visibility. At least in the morning it was a bit worse. It's clearing up. Although better weather is expected for the upcoming days. Also still a fair bit of wind. Even though the windsock doesn't show that much wind, there definitely is. Got a 777 to Cancun coming this way. Also one of the Air Baltic A220s is coming. Sandwich in between looks like is another KLM 737-700 to Aberdeen. Finnair A350 in the background. Having arrived from bloody Helsinki. think we should be able to see it go out again here from the polderbaan. I also had a look on the departures at the departures list, and I did see 4 747s scheduled between now and 1 o'clock to take off. Not sure how many of them we are going to see over here, but there were a couple. Good morning, SE Aviation. Good morning, Serenius Dagovax. Hello there, .8, good morning. I did film the passage of the firefighters, Gerrit. What up, Alan? Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. KLM flight 689 to Cancun, 777-200. And here in the foreground, Delta Airlines flight 57, which was supposed to go to Salt Lake City. Whether or not that's still going to continue its journey remains to be seen. Thus far, nobody has reported themselves in the chat having listened to ATC at the time it happened. So we're still unsure what happened and whether or not they're able to fix it and are able to continue on their way. Later, maybe have to return to the gate. Pretty sure we're going to find out before the end of the stream. Right now, the engines are off. Oh, beep, beep. Firefighters are welcoming the arrival of a colleague. Beep, beep. Meanwhile, the 777-200 is about to line up to Cancun, KLM flight 689. This 777-200 is the PHBQC. That's Bravo Quebec Charlie. And that is an airplane, 21 years old. First flight was in November of the year 2003. Good evening, Glads, who's tuning in from Melbourne. Hope you've had a good day. Lars, goedemorgen, kerel. And good morning, Martin, who's tuning in from Grimsby, Ontario. Good early morning to you too. Welcome back. Still a bit of moisture on the runway. I am not sure, did we have any rain yesterday? Maybe a little drizzle overnight, not exactly sure. We haven't had any substantial rain in the past 24 hours. Just a bit of drizzle yesterday during the day. Then again, if the sun doesn't come out this time of year, not a lot will evaporate. So probably still moisture from yesterday then. Right, well, next up, a KLM 737-700 to Aberdeen, KLM flight 913, registration PHBGF, that's Bravo Golf Foxtrot. 16-year-old airplane, hailing from the year 2008, month not mentioned on flight radar. And after that we are going to see the first Air Baltic A220 of the show, which will be heading out to Riga. Hadi Henk, goedemorgen. Dennis W, goedemorgen. Hoe is het daar? Koud zeker? What's it like out there? Cold probably. Absolutely, mate. I'm wearing heated gloves. If I weren't, I wouldn't be standing here. The wind chill is real. I've got ski pants and a rain pants over that to keep the legs warm. I'm wearing ski socks over my regular socks in my shoes to keep my feet warm. Which isn't working, by the way. Definitely feel that the toes are getting a little cool. The hands are nice and toasty still. That's the most important part because that is how I control the camera and whatnot. But yeah, temperature around 0 degrees, around freezing, and we have a wind chill. Hey, Delta, check it out, folks. Delta Airlines flight 57 to Salt Lake City. No longer standing over there with a butt shot, but it is making its way over to the threshold. Interesting. It's gonna give it a go. Warm up to that show is going to be this Air Baltic flight 618 to Riga, Bombardier C Series 300, aka the A220. Good morning, German Monster. Good morning, Nick. Good morning to all others who have joined us in the meantime. Quiet as a mouse. If the next airplane is going to take off, that will definitely be a bit louder than this one was. Right, let's quickly turn back, have a look at the departure of Delta Airlines flight 57. Try número dos. A330-300, destination Salt Lake City. This airplane is the November 807 November Whiskey. Spooling up, 20 years old. First flight March 2004, I should say. Alright, so whatever it was that caused them to not take off initially seems to have resolved. Good for them. In the meantime, next to take off to San Francisco is KLM flight 605. Also gives me a moment to have a quick look with you on what the weather is doing. Last time we checked 0 degrees C, currently still 0 degrees C. Wind is still blowing with 10 knots from 040 degrees, and we have clouds on multiple layers. I'll update the METAR in the ticker after this departure. First, let's have a look at KLM flight 605 to San Francisco. And in the background you could vaguely see an airplane landing or approaching runway center. which is now the primary runway for arrivals, while 09 is acting as secondary runway for departures. Maria is sharing a link for Discord. I have to mention it's not official AMS Live. It is a fan page, an initiative from Sander Sake. But have a look if you are into Discord and this sounds like something you might be interested in. Saudi Cargo in the meantime arriving on the central runway. Reticent Guy, good morning, and good morning to all others who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. We are standing here at runway 36 left, which is the Polderon in use for departures to the north. Britty Hopper to Humberside next. That's number 170, flying on behalf of KLM as flight 971. It is a 20-year-old airplane hailing from the year 2005. The month of the first flight not mentioned on flight radar. Right, the lights are going on. I'm expecting a throttle up and departure. After that, I have to remind myself, paste the new METAR in the ticker, the weather report. Might also be able to take you through it. For those of you who don't know what the METAR is, that thing in the ticker, that's the weather report, which gets updated twice an hour. Very informative if you know how to interpret what is in it. Herr Wolfgang, Servus, guten Morgen. Good to see you, mate. Hope you've been well, mate. Herr Austrian Wolf has returned. In the meantime, let me go back to the computer and quickly replace the old METAR for the new. Not much has changed though. The wind is still blowing from the northeast. We still have a bit of cloudiness. Let me take you through it. For those of you who don't know what it is, the METAR now in the ticker appearing is the weather report, updated twice an hour. EHM, that's Schiphol Airport, together with AMS, two international abbreviations for this airport. The date and time, the 13th, 8:55 Zulu time, that's 9:55. So half an hour ago is the date of this report, the time. It starts off with the wind, 040 is where the wind is blowing from with 10 knots of speed. The wind direction variable between 010 and 070 degrees. Visibility is 7,000 meters. Scattered clouds at 1,400 feet, broken clouds at 1,800 feet, broken clouds at 2,300 feet. The temperature is freezing and dew point -3. The air pressure 1,022 hectopascals, and we are getting. The weather is becoming broken clouds at 2,100 feet. A lot of information. And around this time, a new METAR should get published, which will become available in 5 to 10 minutes or so from now. Looking around, I don't think anything substantially is changing, so I'm not going to continually update the METAR every half hour or so. But it is interesting sometimes to see what the temperature and the wind are doing, plus visibility. For the time being, we have not low visibility, but lower than normal visibility, which is why the current runway configuration is in progress. Arrivals on the central runway, departures from this runway and from 09. Saudi Cargo in the background having landed. That's a 777 coming this way with in its wake a mini 777. That's an E2 Embraer. That looks like a 737. And over here, another Shamrock. We already saw one that was destined to go to Cork, so I'm assuming this one is going to go to Dublin. Because I think those are the only two destinations that Aer Lingus is flying to from over here. On my end, Wolfgang, it is cold. The feet, my toes particularly, are getting a little cool. Ooh, LVNL on a drag race against Aer Lingus, which I think the car is now losing. Yeah, no chance at all. Alrighty, up next, hey, Jeff also back, Air Fungus, he says. A lot of plays on words are imaginable with Aer Lingus. Cunning plays on words. This is KLM flight 749, 777-200 to Bogota. Bogota lies in Colombia, and that in itself lies next to Geography 101. Everybody knows that. And if you didn't, now you know, now you do. Father and son, indeed. Will the narrow body go through Cheaters Lane and precede the bigger Papa? I don't think it will. It doesn't look like it. No, it's going to continue. Looks like everything is coming first and going in the order of appearance. The E2 Embraer to Stavanger. This is a 737 that I am not seeing here on flight radar. That is interesting. Doesn't show here. Phil Kestrel is also here. Hey, is Air Canada coming this way? Or has it just arrived? We'll find out soon enough. This is KLM flight 749 to Bogota, 777-200 the PHBQM, Bravo Quebec Mike, Movember. 18-year-old airplane, first flight March 2006. Don't forget to drop a like if you haven't already. If you are enjoying the stream and have been thus far, really helps to make this channel more known to people who haven't come across the channel yet, but who might also be interested in streams such as these. BA is using Cheaters Lane in a moment. First airplane to take off is going to be the E2 Embraer to Stavanger by the looks of it. Or is it? For those of you joining us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing here at the Polderbaan, runway 36 left, together with runway 09 in use for departures. Wind is blowing from the northeast. Temperature is 0 degrees C, and there's wind chill, so I'm standing in a walk-in freezer. This is an E2 Embraer 195. Spooling up with brakes applied. Now they're letting go. Going full thrust. Wondering if BA is going to be next, or if the 737 in the background from KLM will take off first. Lights of the BA are still off, so I'm thinking the 737 at the threshold is going to be the next airplane. Meanwhile, things are getting busy here, folks. Check out the pipeline. With airplanes coming, airplanes giving us long distance headshots, and still two more here. The 737-900 is doing a turn and burn. This is KLM flight 1251 to bloody Helsinki. Right, the lights are on the BA. It's coming. BA City Flyer flight 8496 to London City. This is an Embraer 190, 13 years old, first flight January 2012. Good morning, Peter PDK, Gunadi, Werner, and all others. Welcome one and all. Turn and burn. Turn and burn it is. No time to waste. And another E2 Embraer 195 is also on Cheaters Lane, going to Billund. Awesome headshot. Check out those see-through engines. Meanwhile, pipeline over here consisting of Air Baltic, KLM, EasyJet, ready to go. At the moment's notice is another KLM. Tina, goedemorgen, and good morning to all others who have joined. KLM flight 1199 to Oslo, 737-700. And I'm thinking next will be KLM. Will it? Right, guess that the E2 will not take off just yet. If it won't, then it probably will next. Because the next from the threshold is a wide body. So I'm pretty sure that the E2 is going to be the next to take off after this airplane. EasyJet to Person-Chester, flight 22162, A320. Already going. 12-year-old airplane. This is not Jesus with an S, but Jesus with a Z. Does that count? Does that mean that Jesus has visited the Netherlands? I think it does. This is Jesus. Jesus has arrived and has gone. In the meantime, good to see you again, Mid-KS, and thank you so much for your super chat, mate. Great show and superb commentary as always. Thanks, boy. Mid-KS writes, mate, thank you so much for your kind words and for your very generous super chat there. Glad that you are enjoying the content, and I hope everybody is. Don't forget to leave a like if you are enjoying the stream but haven't left a like yet. Make the AMS community more big, more awesome. Spooling up. Brakes applied. Go! Absolutely amazing. Alrighty, next up KLM Asia. Going to Atlanta and the United States of Asia. 777-200, KLM flight 623. It's the PHBQH, 20 years old. First flight September 2004. Ooh. Seems that we have another cheater on cheater's lane. KLM. And center is now closed. Planes landing on 06. That's interesting. Does that mean that center is going to be used for departures later? Are we going back to what is a normal northern wind runway configuration? Nippon is coming, Hatimsid is saying. That's interesting. Now, wondering what the runway configuration is going to be like. Let's have a look once it slows down a little bit over here. This is KLM flight 925 to Edinburgh. 737-800. First up, Air Baltic, flight 858. Over there, spooling up. Ready to go to Tallinn. Ballin in Tallinn. Alrighty, KLM flight 925, destination Edinburgh, 737-800, the PHBXC, 25 years old, first flight June 1999. Parallel to it, Air France A320 lining up over there. Captain is watching a couple of times, throw him a wave, doesn't reciprocate. They're busy working. Alrighty. In the meantime, we have a 767 from United that has arrived over here, 767-300, which will be leaving for Houston pretty soon. Air France A320 to Paris, Charles de Gaulle, now splitting up next to takeoff. Flight 1241. Right, time for some old school engine sounds from a 767-300 passenger flight, no less. United Airlines flight 21 to Houston in Texas. The November 647 United Alpha. It is 32 years old, ladies and gentlemen. This airplane is from March 1992. Holy shizzle. Right. Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, A10, Warthog Enjoyer, and all others who have joined us. BA in the pipeline, being followed by Delta. Let's have a quick look at runway use, because I'm curious what is happening and what is going to happen. So current runway configuration, let's do a refresh, will tell us that 06 is now in use and now no longer center is. Bezoek bus is updated for the upcoming hours, indicated runway use. Let's have a look. So center and left and polder 09, that's already false. Starts right. So they're already going to what looks like normal configuration. Right. So I'm thinking we are probably going to see 36 left and 36 center later. For the time being it is still 09 and arrivals is now 06. I'm thinking later, I'm calling it 36 right. Or let's just wait and see what will happen. We'll see. Right. This is the A320neo to London Heathrow, BA flight 429. How busy is it at the Spottersplatz itself, you might wonder? Well, there's definitely a couple of cars over there. Is that a Porsche? It certainly is. There you go. Delta Airlines flight 133 is pulling up, going to Detroit, Michigan. That is an A330-300. 8 years old, first flight May 2016. Well, you can see it is still hazy. Current status quo. Haziness, but not a very low ceiling. You can follow the airplanes actually quite well. It's just that the backdrop isn't blue and contrasty, but you can definitely follow the airplanes relatively well. Howdy Lisa, goedemorgen. Good morning all others who have joined us. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbaan, runway 36 right. We have northeasterly winds. Temperature is around freezing. The wind chill is real. The beginning of the stream we saw Delta Airlines flight 57, an A330 with its tail pointed towards us. It didn't want to take off initially to Salt Lake City. It did go later successfully on second instance. We're still unsure why it didn't go immediately. If anybody was listening in at the time and knows more, let us know in the chat. This is Air France, making its way over to the threshold. Another flight to Paris, another A320. The Verhepig Hey, that is good news, Marissa. Emirates 777 being pushed back, coming to 36 left. And we also have a 747 freighter to Miami that also popped up on flight radar. Miami, that's the ideal destination, because that means that the 747 is going to come this way. Good morning, Liberator, and good morning to Kai. Bom dia, Wagner. Good morning, one and all. Hope everybody is doing alright. Hope you guys are warm. Pretty chilly over here. Air France flight 1341 to Paris Charles de Gaulle, lined up, ready to go at a moment's notice. This is an A320, 11 years old, first flight September 2013. Howdy, Edward. Good morning. QJ says, I haven't seen the Vergugum in a while. I thought I saw it last week when me and Stranger were still talking after the stream. It is still flying to Amsterdam, but you have to be lucky to spot it. Now, if you've been enjoying the stream so far, you have to already consider leaving a like. It really helps to promote the channel and its content on YouTube to people who haven't come across the channel yet, but who, like you, might be interested in streams such as these. We already have an awesome community, and I'm pretty sure there are more awesome people out there who would be happy to join our terrific community. Your like, in that respect, really helps to promote the channel to people who haven't come across it yet, but who are already looking at other channels similar to these. This is SAS, which is an A320 Neo to Copenhagen, flight 552. Let's have a look. Hadi Anja, goedemorgen. Good morning, Louis. Dennis, goedemorgen. Good morning. Looks like the A330-200 to Kigali is also coming this way. Delta Airlines to New York is underway. Quite a few wide bodies are on their way over here. Promises to be a great show. And already it has been one, in my humble opinion. Another Delta A330 butt shot here in the beginning of the show. If you join us later, have a look. Delta A330s. Always interesting to see. Hey there, Becky. Good morning. Heart back to you. Next up is going to be KLM flight 1313 to Warsaw, taking off on the 13th of February. Hope that goes well without any issues. TUI Dreamliner just landed on runway 06, Marissa says, diverting to Amsterdam instead of going to Brussels. Are they having shit weather over there as well? Why would it divert otherwise? Martin says that it's a cool -1°C in Grimsby, Ontario. Freezing rain. Well, similar weather over here. Temperature-wise at least. 0 degrees C. And double-digit wind speed in knots. Luckily, as I'm standing now from behind, but without heated gloves, the show is quickly going to be over. Martin Air remarks, Martin Air KLM cargo is coming. Indeed, mate. Going to Miami. On its way over to our runway to take off. Hey there, KD, who is tuning in from Istanbul. That is Steven Siegel saying hi to you all. This is Delta Airlines Flight 49 to New York JFK. That's an A330neo. Denny, good morning. Mike Wild, good morning, mate. Welcome one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is 36 Left, aka the Polderbaan. Used for departures. Heavy hitters are coming, including a 747, folks. If you need to use the toilet or make a fresh cup of coffee or tea, you still have a couple of minutes. Showtime is coming. In the distance, we have an E2 Embraer 195 to Bologna. I believe it's pronounced Bologna. Now, check it out. There are birds in the water. They're just further to the south. Including that quacker with bright yellow eyes on the left, on the right. Kuif eend. Very contrasty eyes between the black feathers and the bright yellow eyes. Delta Airlines Flight 49 to New York JFK is lining up here on the threshold of the runway. A330neo, a year old, first flight April 2023, so a couple of months from celebrating its second birthday. Any vortices? Yep. Just a little bit. Well, Maria, no issues with this Delta. Will it go? It's always a question, particularly with the 300s. Somehow I did not count, I did not keep track of it, but I do feel that those are more dodgy and are more prone to cancel their takeoff than the Neos are. Tufted duck, indeed, Peter. Thank you. A tufted duck. And what a beautiful specimen that one is. Hadi Albert, goedemorgen. Feitsma, goedemorgen. Greeble, Jeff says. E2 Embraer to Bologna, or Bologna as the Italians call it. It's the PHNXP, a year old airplane, first flight June 2023. Emirates is coming. Oh, Vulcan says national strike in Belgium at the moment. This includes Sky personnel at Zaventem, loads of flights, arrivals and departures cancelled. That explains why I was looking on Flight Radar this morning with Brussels inbound and outbound filtered and only a handful of airplanes were airborne inbound. I was wondering, I know that Brussels is a lot more quiet than Amsterdam, but this much more quiet. But that explains it. I didn't know. Hey Helmi, good evening. Helmi is tuning in from Indonesia. Welcome. Welcome one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is Runway 36 left, aka the polder run, used for departures. Wind blowing from the northeast. Temperatures around 0. The wind chill is real. And so too is the Emirates 777 that is taxiing this way. Indeed, Helmi. Whispering engines, the same with the A220. First couple of times I heard them spool up, I was flabbergasted about how quiet they are. Compare that with the engines of the older airplane types, for instance the 767 that we saw earlier from United. Now, we can also compare it pretty soon with a 747 that is outbound to Miami, which has been pushed back and is coming this way sooner or later. Looks like the 747 is underway. That is KLM Cargo, operated by Martin Air to Miami, Florida. So definitely stick around, folks, if you want to see it take off here in front of us, because it is coming this way. If you've been enjoying the stream so far, you haven't done so already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to promote the channel and its content to people like yourselves, awesome people who are into streams such as these, but who haven't come across the channel yet and might want to join our already awesome community. Hey, Mr. Biker, also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Hope things are a bit warmer over there than they are over here. Emirates to Dubai, flight 146. That's a 777-300 Regular Embraer 195 to Zurich behind it. That's Helvetic Airways. Now it is taxiing so slowly and so far behind the 777, I'm thinking that it is also just going to take off from the threshold like the Emirates will. Don't think it's going to use Cheater's Lane, or is it? Let's keep the camera pointed in the direction of Cheater's Lane and cross our fingers. Nope, no dice. As expected. Very grey and cold. Now, same over here, mate. It's around freezing and with double digits in knots of wind. The wind chill is very real over here. For the Netherlands, for the upcoming days, more sunshine is expected. Temperatures are expected to stay low, but the wind is expected to die down a little bit. We're supposed to get more sunshine and temperatures just above freezing during the day and just below freezing during the night. In other words, hopefully proper wintry weather. Hey Johnny, goedemorgen. No need to apologize for being late, mate. Better late than never. Mike, goedemorgen. Victor, good morning. Diamond Painting, Teun, goedemorgen kerel. Welcome back one and all. Emirates flight 146 to Dubai. Now that's normally one that gets away from us. Emirates Sky Cargo, not so much, but passenger Emirates. This is a 9-year-old airplane, first flight July 2015. Hadi Martin, goedemorgen. Parazi, goedemorgen. Welcome on and all, folks. If you want to see a KLM 747, stick around. One is underway. More heavy hitters are also coming this way, preceding the 747, which is taxiing this way. Embraer 195, Helvetic Airways, destination Zurich, lined up and should leave once the wake turbulence of the preceding 777 has dissipated sufficiently. Helvetic Airways flight 731, that's an Embraer 195 AR. Hey, we have a cheater on cheater's lane. This airplane, by the way, 14 years old. KLM 737 headshot. So we already know the order of departures. Helvetic Airways lined up at the threshold will be 1. This 737 will be number 2. And then the 777 that has just arrived here will be number 3. Hey Gert, goedemorgen. Midfee just back in time, absolutely. And don't forget, there is a KLM 747 also coming this way. What a long one. Gratje says, that's what she says. Said. Oh man. Right, KLM 737. Currently not showing on my flight radar, so I don't know where it is going to go to, but we can see it over here in real life, and that's what matters the most. Turn and burn. Turn and burn. John Dutch Canadian also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Bob also back. Good to see you, mate. KLM flight 751 to Quito. Next to take off. 11-year-old airplane. First flight May 2013. Quito. That's... too late. Right, that was the PHBVK, 11 years old. First flight May 2013. Dreamliner to Rio de Janeiro next. And looky here, Queen incoming. Also a massive big thank you to Sander for your super chat. 17 members in the Discord. If you want to join, link in the start of the chat and not very much below it. Marja already posted the link. Mind you, it's not an official AMS Live undertaking. It is a project from Sander, but have a look if you are interested in a Discord server. In the meantime, Her Majesty the Queen is coming. And KLM flight 705 to Rio de Janeiro is going. That is a 7879 Dreamliner. Sander, thank you so much for your super chat and also for the Discord server. I hope that everybody will enjoy it. PHCKA. I'm pretty sure we will see a couple of narrow bodies take off from Cheaters Lane before Her Majesty is going to take off. Hans' favorite lined up at the threshold, on the threshold. This is Vueling flight 8355 to Bilbao. It's an A320, it is 16 years old. First flight of this airplane was in April 2008. Captain Eddie Boss back in the chat, good to see ya. Andre202, goedemorgen. Victor, good morning, and good morning all others who have joined us. Welcome to the show, you're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy, the lights are going on and Vueling is ready to go. This is the Polderbaan, runway 36 left. Showtime. Or is it? Is it going to do a delta? Now, yeah, it is moving. Yeah, it's throttling up. No worries. All is well. I think our next airplane is going to be... Well, which one is it going to be? I think it's the A319 from Lufti. 989 is the flight number, A319 to Frankfurt. 27 Jahre alt. First flight was in June 1997. Wiedersehen, meine Herren. What is coming in the distance? That is another Delta A330. Alright, from quiet to loud. Lined up right now is Bulgaria Air Flight 462. That's a Bombardier C-Series 300, aka an A220. Destination is Sofia. The airplane is a year old. First flight was in July 2023. Registration LZLON, Lima Oscar November. After that, Her Majesty the Queen. Hadi Mats, goedemorgen. Brandon, good morning. Brandon asks, why do the narrow bodies have priority over the Queen? Wake turbulence is the answer. If the Queen takes off, the narrow bodies have to wait relatively long before the turbulence in the air that is being created by the departure of such a big airplane is normalized sufficiently for them to take off safely. Meanwhile, when such a small bombardier is taking off, the big 747 will feel much less of the wake turbulence created, and because the airplane is smaller, the wake turbulence created by this airplane will also dissipate much more quickly. So it makes sense to let narrow bodies go in front of wide bodies so that everybody has to wait the least amount of time. Now, this is the PHCKA KLM Cargo, operated by Martin Air Cargo. Destination, Miami, Florida. This is a Boeing 747-400. Duh! 21 years old, first flight March 2003, ladies and gentlemen. Showtime. It's getting busy here. Michael, check it out. What do I spy with my little eye? Yes, sir. CRJ coming. The G lined up on the threshold. Looks like it'll be the next airplane to take off. Let me quickly go back to the laptop and massively thank John, who just now gifted 5 memberships. Mate, thank you so much for those gifted memberships. That is extremely generous of you. Welcome Aurora Skylines members who just received their membership from John. Please enjoy your custom emojis and the membership. Don't forget to say thank you to John and spam us to death with those custom emojis that you now have access to for a month. Aegean is rolling. Rolling. Going to Thessaloniki. This is an A320. It looks like an A320neo because of the cockpit window, but it is a regular one. Old school, baby. And we have an A330 next, lining up on the threshold. And that's why I'm thinking this is going to be the next airplane to take off, Vueling flight 8301 to Barcelona, A320neo, and you can already see it is moving up the runway. It's the ECNDA non-disclosure agreement, 5 years old, first flight June 2019. Dutch Aviation NL has to go. See you later, mate. Thanks for joining. Buenos dias, señores. Spot the dot. It is still there, as expected. And good morning to Ronnie. who is tuning in all the way from Kenya. Welcome, mate. And nice of you to say hi. Daniela, goedemorgen. Don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. If you are new to the channel and have any questions, feel free to ask. Many people are watching. They're all friendly. Many of them are knowledgeable as well, such as Jackie and Alvin. Also coming back, gentlemen, welcome. Now Jackie is celebrating today 20 months a member. Thank you so much for your continued support, Jackie. Hope that everything is still to your liking in the lounge. Hope that you also still like being a moderator, and let me know if either of the two is no longer to your liking. Mate, thank you so much for everything you've been doing as a member and as a mod to support the channel. Delta Airlines Flight 73 to Atlanta, Georgia. Up and away. No issues with this Delta A330, unlike Delta Airlines Flight 57 that we saw in the beginning of the stream with its rear towards us because of issues. Which issues? We still don't know. If anybody does know more, let us know in the chat. Now we have a CRJ. I'm not seeing it on flight radar, but I am seeing it on camera, so it is real. Or is it? I think it's going to Munich. Has to wait for the wake turbulence. Gives me a moment to hopefully get a handkerchief out of this fresh packet. Always a bit more difficult then. And invite the elephant back into the room for just a moment. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbound, runway 36 left. It's cold out here, temperatures around 0, the wind chill is real, double-digit wind speed in knots. And this is the first of the CRJs of today's show. Like I said before, I think this one is going to go to Munich. Currently not showing on my flight radar. Lisa says it wanted to stay connected to the ground. Yeah, it got an error and it needed to reconnect to the ground. Millennials. Effing millennials. Anyway. CRJ showtime. Up and away. Now, also a massive big thank you to Tom Vrijsen, who just now gifted 5 memberships. Mate, thank you so much for your generosity. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines members who just received their membership from Tom. Don't forget to say thank you. Please use the custom emojis that you have access to whenever you see fit. We have EasyJet now taking off, and Air Europa will be next to take off to Madrid, a 7879 Dreamliner. Air Europa, outbound to Madrid, lining up here, a 7879 Dreamliner. People wonder sometimes, why do they fly such a big airplane to such a relatively nearby destination? It's a good question. I don't know the answer for sure, but apparently, given the frequency that they use the Dreamliner with, they apparently have demand for the route and are able to fill the airplanes sufficiently to make it profitable. Hey Europa, flight 1098 to Madrid, 7879 Dreamliner. Looks a bit dirty, doesn't it? You're a dirty girl. Hadi Mieke, goedemorgen. SE, goedemorgen. Awesome, awesome. The A350 Finnair. Is it also coming this way, QJ? I think it was scheduled to arrive here later. Take off to bloody Helsinki. We have KLM flight 791 to Sao Paulo over here. Guten Morgen, Ulf. Herzlich willkommen. Welcome one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbaan, runway 36 left. Primary runway for departures today. Wind blowing from the northeast. Need to zoom in a little bit to click on the right label. This is KLM flight 1269 to Copenhagen. 737-700. Registration PH Bravo Golf Golf. 15-year-old airplane, first flight March 2009. EasyJet A319 to Newcastle behind it. Marianne says the sun is shining in Hilversum. Of course it is. The sun is always shining everywhere else except at Schiphol, where it is continuously misty, nebulous. What was that abbreviation again, Wolfgang? Almost sunny. Almost sunny live. No Wi-Fi on board this airplane by the looks of it. Means that the mother-in-law will also have to sit next to you in the regular compartment, in the regular cabin. No special compartment for her. Another headshot. Austrian. Austrian to Vienna. Flight 372. It's probably going to take off right after the A319 from EasyJet has taken off to Newcastle. Here it is. 15-year-old airplane, first flight October 2009, and also an Austrian registered airplane, which I suspect the next airplane is also going to be. Good question, Marissa. Does it have Wolf on it? We'll see. This is Austrian flight 372 to Vienna, an A320, the OE LBR. A 25-year-old airplane, first flight December 1999. As you can see, there is plenty of space for 4 more letters, WOLF. Alright, let's quickly turn back, have a look at KLM flight 791, which will be going to Sao Paulo. This is a 777-300ER. Maria is signing off, bedtime for her. Maria, thank you for joining. Hope to see you again in the next one. You sleep well. And until we meet again, it is pulling up, going to Sao Paulo. This is the PH Bravo Victor Papa. 9 years old, first flight February 2016. What is coming next? A MAX 8737 to Forteventura, TUI. Here it is. More TUI in the background. The TUI Dreamliner is also coming this way. Looks like a TUI commercial with two airplanes in one shot. Let's have a quick look and see what is happening, right? Expected runway use, let's click that away and go back to the meter. This is the meter that I had pasted in the ticker. This is what it currently is. We are now above zero, 1 degree C, 8 knots of wind, 7 kilometers of visibility, a ceiling at 2,500 feet. Runway use at the moment currently looking like so. Quick paste of the meter in the ticker. There we go, and departures is now 36 left. I'm pretty sure we are going to see 36 center joining us, and with arrivals 06 and 36 right. Basically back to a normal runway configuration for when wind is blowing from the north. Quick look at the MAX 8's departure. Right, from one TUI we are going to go to the next. KLM TUI flight 369. What? You motherfucker. Scared the living shit out of me. I didn't see him there. K1 relatively nearby, so the explosives are sounding relatively loud. And I was saying TUI flight 369 to Curacao is making its way over here, and there's also another 777 to Curacao coming this way. That's KLM flight 735. Windsock indicating there's actually a little bit of wind here, together with the just above zero temperature, makes the wind chill very real here. Two consecutive wide bodies on their way to Willemstad, Curaçao. Right, the TUI Dreamliner is ready to go. This is TUI flight 369 to Willemstad, Curaçao. It is a 7878 Dreamliner. JDL, Belgian registered. 11 years old, first flight November 2013. Another race to Curaçao upcoming, indeed, Marissa. Question is, who is going to arrive there first? It's an 8-hour something minute flight on average. So a third of a day underway, during which the head start of the TUI might go and become a position where they're in the rear. Wonder which one of the two has the highest top speed. Is that the 777 or is that the Dreamliner? For some reason I got the feeling that the 777 has a higher top speed. Then again, it is also wind dependent. The headwind or the tailwind might differ from flight level to flight level. This is KLM flight 735 to Willemstad, Curaçao. It is a 777-300ER, the PHBVR. That's Bravo Victor Romeo. The airplane is 8 years old. The first flight was in May 2016. Okay, so the Dreamliner is ever so slightly quicker. There we know, and there we go, now we know for sure. So the only way that this 777 can overtake the TUI then is by routing and by wind, differences in wind. Then again, of course, they can also choose to fly at different percentages of their maximum speed and thrust. So it's too easy to say that the 777 is not going to overtake the Dreamliner. Many variables in the equation that matter. Good morning, Rodney. Good to see you again, mate. Over here, bit chilly, 1 degree C, double digit wind speed in knots here, makes for a very real wind chill, but a lovely day otherwise. Having fun with you guys, at least I am having fun. I hope you guys are too. Don't forget to drop a like if you haven't already, if you want to help promote this content and channel to new people who are into streams such as these, like yourselves, but who may not have come across the channel yet. The YouTube world is very big and Amos Life is still comparatively small. I'm sure there are more awesome people like yourselves who are also into streams such as these, who would want to join if they knew we existed. Liking the shows helps to, what is it called, boost the algorithm, make it more likely that this channel is being promoted to people who watch streams similar to AMS Live's streams. We have begun with parallel departures to the north. The center runway is now in use for secondary runway. Saw one airplane just now take off. You could also probably see it in the background. Means we are back to a normal configuration of runway use for when the wind is blowing from the north. In other words, 06 and 36 right are used for arrivals, 36 left and center being used for departures. Lisa, if you look in the corner drawer next to the fridge, you should find one. I think on the top shelf of the one that you can pull out. Hey, Liebe, goedemorgen kerel. Good to see you, mate. Mercer says center immediately getting heavies for departures. Yeah, we can see them in the background while we're waiting for the next heavy coming this way. A78710 by the looks of it. Yep. KLM flight 879 to Bangalore. Well, the OJ is going to be used for soup, believe it or not. Should be an ingredient for pumpkin soup, to be more precise. Which I'm very much looking forward to. In the meantime, lined up at the center runway is KLM flight 591 to Johannesburg, South Africa. That's a 777-200. This is Delta Airlines flight 143. I'm hearing the spooling up of the 777 already. I'm also feeling that one of my two... Oh, and there's the second one. I was just looking at the other one. The heated gloves are giving out almost simultaneously. Good indication that the batteries are being worn in the same tempo. Or wearing out in the same tempo, I should say. They're not being worn, they're wearing out. Cold weather, and I'm running behind on my vodka intake, which means I'm sobering up and screwing my English. 777 to Johannesburg, and in the meantime over here Delta Airlines flight 143 going to Seattle, Washington, if it will take off. But it's a Neo, so I'm pretty sure it will. It's doing a turn and burn of sorts, actually. New airplane, 1 year old, first flight December 2023. Captain Kickass, like the name. Good morning, goedemorgen. Hey there, Navy Jack. Sean and Julie, good morning. Although it is time for bed. Thanks for joining, Sean and Julie. Glad you enjoyed being part of the channel here today. Hope to see you again in the next one, which should be tomorrow if all is well. EasyJet is coming this way. I'm zooming out a little bit, giving me hopefully a few moments to replace the batteries in my heated gloves. You absolutely need to keep your hands warm, and without any heated gloves, I think it would be a very difficult chore to do, unless you use those bags perhaps. Those are just wear them, use them once, then dispose of them type of solutions. This is a little more sustainable. Although it's 3000 milliamp hours of battery charge in each battery, using the heated glass on their highest position. There is a high, middle and low heating position for both the inner and outer heating elements. They last about 2 hours or so. How long have we been streaming? 2 hours, yeah. So there you go. But they do help to keep the fingers from freezing. This is EasyJet making its way over to the runway threshold. The destination is Chester. I feel like almost all airplanes from EasyJet this morning have gone to Chester. Very popular destination, it seems like. Hadi Gijs, goedemorgen. Bas asks, what camera equipment are you using? I am using a Canon XA60. I have a DJI mic and a lavalier mic for the voiceover. I use a Sennheiser MKE 600 in a blimp for my ambient audio. I have a Sachtler Ace Medium as tripod, and then some more supplementary equipment such as laptop, switcher, power supply, remote zoom, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra for flight radar and the live chat, a utility cart, a camping table. Quite an elaborate setup over here. Felix, good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Right, so we're waiting for the next traffic. Looks like Finnair, the A350, is going to be the next airplane arriving. Is approaching from the south side. I think we can see the tail right there. That's the A350 900 Finnair. Still taxiing this way, but on its way. Looks like the first airplane over here. In the meantime, Corendon MAX 9 737 just took off from center to Antalya. Bird Control Central. There you go. Let's have a look in the tower, shall we? Now, Jesse is asking if anybody has learned anything about the Delta flight 57 that came to a standstill and aborted its departure initially. I haven't heard anything in the chat. I'm not sure if anybody knows anything, but still interested to learn more. J.W. Stijn, goedemorgen. Who did not get notified that I went live. That is a YouTube issue that a lot of people on occasion have reported having to deal with. Now, the Wolfgang also had issues like that before. JD too. Liwe as well. Finnair coming this way. A350-900 to bloody Helsinki. Shuni S, the flight number was 57. And I have never been there, Paul, in the tower. Alan has to go. You have a freaky day too, mate. Thanks for joining, mate. See you again in the next one, undoubtedly. We're waiting. Finnair is coming. More airplanes are coming as well. Adam says that the A350 is definitely the most comfortable ride I've ever taken. It sure looks like it is a comfortable airplane to be flying in. Ant-Man asks, when are you going to come to Australia to do some plane spotting here? Good question. Alvin also already invited me over. I don't know when I will. I hope one day I will, though. When I do plan to come over, rest assured I will notify you all well in advance. Marissa has to go after the A350 has taken off. Steven is tuning in from Hobart in Tasmania. Welcome, mate. First time on your channel and loving it. Thank you for the kind words. I'm happy to hear that you're enjoying the content. Hope everybody is. Nice of you to say hi. It's not mandatory, Steven, but it is always appreciated. If you are new to the channel, feel free to say hi, just like Steven did just now. Feel free to ask any questions you might have. Many people are watching. They're all friendly. Many of them are knowledgeable too. Finnair flight 1302 to bloody Helsinki, A350-900. 9-year-old airplane already. First flight November 2015. That's a 10-year celebration later in the year. Does make me wonder, how long have A350s been around flying commercially? That is, after they actually got delivered to airlines and whatnot. Since this one is almost 10 years already, I'm thinking this has to be one of the earliest A350s then, or... Well, Marissa, thank you for joining. If you have to go, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm, first and foremost, because Lord knows it is cold out here today. This is KLM flight 915 to Aberdeen, and then Bro 175, and we have a KLM 737-800 to London Heathrow that we saw in the background also coming this way. And indeed, Paul, the tower over here is a dedicated tower for just polderbound traffic, which is why if you zoom into it, you don't see many people at any time, because the majority of the controllers will be sitting over there, where the terminal building is also at. The reason, of course, for a second tower dedicated for traffic to and from Polderbaan is the distance, the physical distance between the Polderbaan and the rest of the airport. This runway, the Polderbaan, is the latest addition to the runway network of Schiphol Airport and was built in 2003. Furthest removed from the platform area, if you look on the map. Lance also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. That 747 earlier made my week, thanks. Freezing my winglets off here in Dorsetshire. Mate, I'm also freezing every appendix off. It is terrible. Piotr also has to go. I should be back again tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday if all goes well. So hope to see you then. Hadi Joke, good to see you again. And indeed, Tom, this is the runway for departures. Together with the center runway. Hadi Roy, goeiemorgen. Just about 2 more minutes. Now, I'm wondering if we are going to see the sun over here at some stage later today. Tomorrow and the remainder of the weekend, it was expected to become more sunny. Today being a sort of transition day. This is KLM Flight 1005 to London Heathrow, A737-800. Right, it looks like another Delta A330 is coming. And it looks like the sun at the moment would be approximately over there if we didn't have any clouds obscuring our view of it. Ooh, was that Croatia? Yeah, that's the Croatia A220. Lovely machine, makes liveries look so much better. Find Croatia and Air France liveries look a bit boring, dull on A320s, but on A220s it looks so much better. Now, Delta Airlines Flight 243 is coming as the first of the two on the left. Destination Boston, Massachusetts, and the A320 behind it, now near the center, SAS to Oslo. Norwegian to Stockholm seems to have been pushed back. 777-200 to Nairobi, also on the move, but I'm thinking that is probably going to take off from the center runway. LATAM Cargo 767 to Frankfurt, also on the move. Unfortunately, another candidate for the center runway. Qatar to Doha, same thing. So a lot of movement on the platform for outbound traffic. I'm not sure how many of the airplanes that you currently see on Flight Radar will eventually come this way. That's always the question. Delta Airlines flight 161 is also coming this way. Tarom flight 362 to Bucharest. Just now taking off from the center runway. There it is. Waarom? Daarom. Why? That's why. Is SAS going to use Cheater's Lane to precede the A330? That's what I'm wondering. I think we have our answer. Or do we? No, that's definitely coming this way. That's definitely coming this way. SAS flight 822 to Oslo. The lights are on. Showtime, folks. A320neo. The Seru. S-E-R-U-E. That's the registration of this airplane. Adrie has to go. Paul has to go. Thanks for joining, lads. Hope to see you in the next one tomorrow. Will the SAS do a turn and burn? The answer is yes. Jack Wolfman also back. Good to see you, mate. Right. Delta A330 coming this way. Delta A330 already lined up. Hey boy, goedemiddag. This is Delta Airlines flight 243, going to Boston, Massachusetts in a few moments. This is an A330neo, November 417 Delta X-ray, 3-year-old airplane, first flight February 2022. No time to waste. Gijs has to go to a job application. All the best, mate. You can do it. Boy says you have to wave a bit, right? Are you coming over, mate? Which number vehicle are you driving today? Evan says, get your vodka ready for a cheers. I will definitely do that, sir. Ready when you are, Evan. Bottoms up, Evan. K2, my fellow boy, will be passing by shortly. Looking forward, mate. Delta on its way to the threshold, and we have a 7879 Dreamliner to Panama City after that. KLM flight 757. Time to invite the elephant back into the room for a brief moment. Meanwhile, you can hear the roar, the low growl of a 777-200 that just took off from center. This is Delta Airlines flight 161 doing a turn and burn. Minneapolis, Minnesota is where it's going to go to. A330-300, 21 years old, first flight October 2003. Creature Comforts, tuning in from Sowerby, North Yorkshire. Great show, he says. Thank you for the kind words and welcome. Nice of you to say hi. Don't be afraid to say hi if you're new to the channel. It's not mandatory by any means, but it is always appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Many people are watching and they are all friendly. Many of them are knowledgeable. This is KLM flight 757 to Panama City. 7879 Dreamliner, the PHBHM, 7 years old, first flight August 2017. That's a lot of sevens. Yoko wonders if Delta is also part of KLM, and the answer is no. Delta is a separate entity, but they are together in SkyTeam, so they do work closely together. Delta as the successor to Northwest, which used to be a partner of KLM. If I'm telling nonsense, do let me know, but I think this is what it was like. Partnering together. And here we have boy in K2. So you have Happy New Year. So Delta and KLM are working together in SkyTeam. Air France and KLM have merged together, so they are part of the same corporation. And Transavia is a subsidiary of KLM, or part of KLM Group, if I recall correctly. Bank Norwegian on their way to Stockholm. Right. JW says A380 above Bussum. Kaagbaan in 5 minutes. Well, depends on how far it has to travel before it can enter onto the glide slope. If it first has to go all the way to Leiden and then turn back, 5 minutes is a bit tight. This is KLM flight 1167 making its way over to the threshold. It's going to go to Bergen. It's number 190. Ooh, that is Qatar taking off from the center runway. Qatar cargo. Pity that all those interesting heavy hitters are taking off from center. And this is the Embraer 190 to Bergen. Right, let's see. KLM Embraer 175 to Inverness is coming. That's over there. Another Embraer 190 to London City. BA is also approaching. Ryanair, which... Or is that Iceland Air? It doesn't show on flight radar. Hey, interesting. A truck with a trailer. Can that make it over the roundabout? There's a roundabout over here. Oh, apparently it can. Or is it going to drag the trailer over the center part? And you can see that those rear wheels are also steering along. Looks like... wow! It looks like it is just able to make the turn. I always find that the roundabout over there is a little tight, but apparently you can use a truck and a trailer, or use it, drive it and turn it over there. Interesting. Embraer 175 to Inverness, taking off here. So we do have Ryanair, but not showing on my flight radar. I have AMS outbound filtered now. It is there, very much. AMS truck live, indeed, Sander. Steve-O back, good to see ya. Jesse asks, is all the asphalt gone for the cycling path? Not that I know of. Ita, in the meantime, taking off to Rome. Yeah, this is the one to Rome. A321neo. Another one getting away. Now over here there is no cycling path. The cycling path begins north of the parking lot of the Spottersplatz. Right over there. Last time I was there was still ample asphalt. They're not doing anything about the cycling path. They're just laying pipe right next to it. And over there you can see it also traverse back. Well, not from over here, but there is another one of those constructions similar to what you see over here, where the pipes are traversing over the road or further north the cycling path. Right, so this is Ryanair, probably outbound to Dublin. And after that we are going to see BA City Flyer to London City. Jess says, I would like to be Dutch. I'm very fed up with the UK. Well, it's just a short flight over the Gulf of Yorkshire away. You're always welcome. Looks like Air Canada is also on the move coming this way. That would be a Dreamliner. This is BA City Flyer Embraer 190 to London City. 12-year-old airplane, first flight April 2012. Gear up, up and away. Current status quo, looking to the north, this is what it looks like. Looking to the west, this is what it looks like. Looking to the east, this is what it looks like. And finally looking to the south, it looks like this. Hey there Thomas, good to see ya. KLM 737 coming this way. Another airplane that I'm not seeing on flight radar, which is odd because I have AMS outbound filtered. Wondering if these airplanes have a different origin than AMS. Is it NA or something then? Why is this? And why was the Ryanair not showing? Hey! Hey! That's a nice little bonus. Cheaters Lane being used by this 737. Nice little bonus there for us. Hey, Paul says Atlas Air on the move. Where is it going to go to? They're probably going to do a turn and burn. Yeah, they're not stopping. Right, so for those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy, and we are standing here at runway 36 left, where Paul just confirmed that an Atlas Air 747 is going to come towards. So we already saw the PHCKA depart earlier to Miami, Florida. And we're also going to see an Atlas 747, which is going to go to Chicago, Roy says. We have wind blowing from the northeast. Let's do an update of the meter in the ticker. Last time we checked, this is what the status quo was. A refresh will tell us that it is still 1 degree C. We still have a double-digit wind speed, 7 kilometers of visibility, a ceiling at 2,500 feet. Runway configuration at the moment. A refresh will tell us this is the runway configuration. We're standing approximately over here in line with the taxi road from the main platform area to the polderbaan. If you've been enjoying the show so far and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to promote the channel and its content to new people who haven't come across the channel yet, but who are awesome like you guys and who would also want to enjoy the streams like you do. So Atlas 747 on the move, destined to take off from the runway we are standing next to. Will probably still take a couple of minutes before it's going to arrive over here. In the meantime, more airplanes are taking off from the center runway as well. A narrow body. A KLM Embraer for a change. It's not like we ever see them over here. Quite rare over here. SAS flight 556, the Stockholm is coming. That's an A320neo. Air Canada flight 809 is also coming this way. Atlas is definitely on the move. Should still be a couple of minutes out, but sure looks like it is coming this way. Sassy SAS will be taking off from the threshold. That looks like a police vehicle. Let's have a look in the tower. See what is up. Other than the curtains. Quite a few airplanes are coming over here. We have Air Canada coming over. A triplet of narrow bodies. Atlas Air is coming. JetBlue. Not JetBlue. Yeah, JetBlue as well. But I'm also seeing Play active. Outbound to Reykjavik. On the move. And Jay is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome one and all. Alright, SS is holding short. And I know why. I'm hearing the sound effects already from behind. Bird controller is doing a little bit of bird controlling. Air Canada in the background in the meantime coming this way. Und Ralf, herzlich willkommen. Good to see you, mate. Happy New Year. Another year gone by. How quickly time flies. Well, it does feel like it is December-y out here temperature-wise. SAS in the background, waiting for the yellow truck to be done and for it to be able to resume taxiing to the threshold, line up, take off. Meanwhile, Air Canada flight 809 is coming this way. It's going to return back to Canada, which for the time being is still a sovereign state and not the 51st state of its southern neighbor. Going to Toronto in a minute. Parallel departures in progress. A321neo from KLM just having taken off. Here we have SAS flight 556 going to Stockholm. Two-year-old airplane, first flight January 2023. Right, we have a pipeline filling. A triplet of narrow bodies coming this way. Air Canada flight 809 about to line up. Here on the threshold, going to Toronto. 7878 Dreamliner. The airplane is 10 years old, first flight August 2014. Peter is tuning in from a hot Curacao. Welcome back. Welcome one and all. We have a 747 coming this way. Slowly but surely. The second of the show to take off from the Polderan. The first being KLM Cargo. What? I was looking up for a brief moment and I am seeing patches of blue in between the clouds. Hard to believe, but it is so. What is going on here? Air Arabia Morocco to Nador, already approaching the threshold. Now, what's happening with the other two? EasyJet taxiing forward really slowly. Indeed, Paul, proof of a blue sky above all that grey. It's a pity that we don't have a way to get rid of all that grey. Looky here. We have another cheater on Cheater's Lane. Oh Oh snap, it's going to be 2. This is airplane inception. What the fudge? Now, which one is going to be the first to take off? Is it going to be EasyJet over here, or is it Air Arabia Maroc to Nador at the threshold? Air Arabia is now lining up as we speak. But so too is the EasyJet. What? Now that is interesting. Another airplane in the background going to the threshold. KLM Embraer. Alrighty, now this is EasyJet to Tenerife, A320neo. Now the E2 is also going ahead. E2 Embraer 195, KLM flight 1271 to Copenhagen. 3-year-old airplane, first flight somewhere in 2022. Whale sounds indicating a difference in RPM. Ta-ta, lads! Hey, Bill J, also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope you've been well. Just in time to see the cheaters, indeed, mate. Now folks, if you've been enjoying the stream so far and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to promote the channel and its content to people like yourselves who are into streams such as these but who haven't come across AMS Live yet. But if they were to cross it, they would undoubtedly want to be part of our great community. The second 747 of the show is coming. That's Atlas Air on its way to Chicago. Parallel departures in progress, as you guys can see in the background. This is Atlas Air Flight 8158, Boeing 747-400 freighter. She's 23, Her Majesty. And what a beautiful 23-year-old this is. First flight of this airplane was in January 2002. And an E2 Embraer 195 to Göteborg is taxiing behind it, KLM, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was were to take Cheater's Lane and take off before Her Majesty will. Atlas on the tail, carrying the weight of the world. This shouldn't come as a surprise. This is an Embraer 175 going to Rennes in France. This is a 747-400 which will be going to Chicago. And before that we are going to see this E2 Embraer 195 to Göteborg. KLM flight 1233. Alrighty, there she is, Atlas Air flight 8158 to Chicago O'Hare. Registration of this airplane is the November 438 Golf Tango. 23-year-old airplane, first flight January 2002. Howdy Casper, goedemiddag, perfect timing. Donna, good afternoon to you too. And all others who have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. Second queen of the show, about to take off. Right, she's pulling up. Showtime. Beautiful. Ooh, basking in a little bit of sunshine over there. What? Now, believe it or not, I think we're going to see some sunshine temporarily over here, because there is a bigger hole in the cloud base over here. And another airplane that I am seeing in real life but not on flight radar, even though I have AMS outbound filtered, and this airplane should be visible. It is Iberia Express. It's probably going to go to Madrid. Up, and away she is. You can actually see that the houses in the background are illuminated by the sunshine over there. Boesingenlieden is what those houses are called. Not sure if it is an actual village. I don't think it is. It's mainly a conglomeration of companies and a few houses that people live in. Alrighty, what is up next? Well, we're almost at 600 likes, 594. Thank you all so much for the support. If you have been enjoying the stream and you haven't given a like yet, consider doing so. It really helps to get more people in, like yourselves, awesome people who are into streams such as these. Parallel departures in progress. Another one taking off Transavia from center just now. Also, for those of you who are into stuff like Discord, there is a link. Sander Sake made a AMS Live fan page on Discord. The link is mentioned a couple of times in the chat. I'm not involved myself over there. It is not an official AMS thing, but it is a fan page. If you're into Discord, have a look. Might be something for you. Now, it's almost time to make the chat red. This is Play making its way over here. Flight 461 to Reykjavik, an A320neo. And Klaartje also back in the chat. Good to see you, Klaartje. Now everybody is reporting sunshine over here. The clouds are thinning. It's not sunny yet, but it won't be long if things continue the way they are. Definitely more sunnier weather expected for the upcoming weekend, starting tomorrow. No precipitation in the books. More open weather type. That means cool temperatures, but also less wind than there is today. So probably less wind chill and warmer subjective temperatures. Yoko wonders if next week is school holidays. I'm not sure, but if you Google schoolvakanties 2025, I'm pretty sure you should be able to find it. It's usually the last 2 weeks of February. So wouldn't be surprised if part of the schools are already closed for vacation next week. Nosky says, your luck, it's dull in London. Well, it's been dull here as well up till now. Let's not jinx it, but I think we're going to get some sunshine over here in a moment. Meanwhile, playtime is here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. Play flight 461 to Reykjavik in Iceland, A320neo. That was semi-sunshine over there. Here you go. The sun is actually coming closer by and closer by and closer by the minute. We have another Dreamliner from United over here, which is going to take off in a few moments. First, let's have a look. Well, it's going to happen any moment now. Roy says that there's another 7478 pushing back. Cathay Pacific Cargo going to Hong Kong. Well, Well, in 15 minutes from now, only one runway will be open for outbound traffic. So I wouldn't necessarily immediately assume that the Cathay Pacific Cargo 747 is going to go to the center runway. It might go to the Polderbaan. Is anybody able to check on EHAM CDM? This is United Airlines Flight 908 to Chicago O'Hare, Washington, no, Chicago. 7878 Dreamliner, 11 years old, first flight July 2013. Paul says I can't see the 747 on flight radar. And Marianne, thank you, who has sent sunshine to us over here. Thank you so much, Marianne. Now, I'm not saying, Roy, that the 747 is coming to the Polderbaan, but given that it is being pushed back right now, and given the fact that normally between 1 and 2 o'clock only one runway is open for outbound traffic, which would become the Polderbaan, I'm saying, who knows? Sander has to go. Thank you so much for joining, mate. Hope that you'll see many more members on the Discord page in the upcoming times. Ruud says 36 left, so if that's true, we should see a third 747 pretty soon. Before the heavy hitters are coming, I have to take care of something. I'll be back in a moment. Alrighty, here we are again. Mate, that would be terrific. Maybe Saturday or Sunday an airplane dance, Sander, more or less announcing he'll be coming over. I hope we get to meet again somewhere in the upcoming weekend. That would be terrific, mate. I don't know yet where I'm going to go to, because I don't know yet what the wind is going to do and what runway use is going to be like. I do know that streams tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday are on because the weather is going to be great. Wintry but dry. Be sure to dress warmly if you do come out, Sander. Right, I think I see Alvin saying goodbye to everybody. Alvin has to go. Alvin mate, thanks for joining and hope to see you again in another one. Take care, my friend. This is KLM flight 635 to Las Vegas. 7879 Dreamliner. 7-year-old airplane. First flight January 2018. Ooh, and flying parallel, taking off parallel to it is a 777. Ersan tuning in from Istanbul, good to see you mate, welcome back. Man, what a timing. You could probably pick up the 777 on the mic. Kestrel in the foreground. Alright, so another 747 coming this way. How about that? The moment of sunshine only lasted very briefly. Nothing ever lasts very long here at Schiphol Airport. There are bits of blue in the air, but in the sky, but definitely the majority is still clouds. But at least it's better than it was before. EasyJet over here, going to Southend, A320neo, and what we are looking at right now is an A330neo from Delta Airlines, which will be going to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Embraer 190 to Aalborg is coming, 777-300 to Lima is coming. Now where is that 747? Don't see it anymore on flight radar. Or was it even there to begin with? Alrighty, EasyJet is ready to go to Southend. A320neo over here. Lightweight. That certainly wasn't filled with cargo and weight and fuel and whatnot. Otherwise it wouldn't have been able to take off so rapidly. I think for the first time in a while I'm actually able to see traffic going to runway 06 from over here. Is it Qatar 777? It certainly looks like it. In the meantime, Delta Airlines. See more Delta on the move over here. Wide bodies are coming this way. Should become nice. First up, Delta Airlines flight 163, destined to go to Minneapolis, Minnesota. A330neo, 5 years old, first flight November 2019. Oh, was trying to click on something else and then I highlighted a message from Breezy. That's what you get when you're trying to reach for your laptop from a position from behind the camera. Shani asks, center is closed. Well, I am still seeing an airplane that has just taken off from it, so the answer is probably not yet, but I am expecting it soon to be, or to become. This is KLM flight 743 to Lima in Peru. And we have an Embraer 190 which will be going to Aalborg shortly. Howdy Nico, goedemiddag. German Airways flying on behalf of KLM, flight 1285 to Aalborg. This is the airplane that we used to know as Chucky, the DAPRI. Embraer 190, first flight January 2008, just as old as the Orange Pride. Robin asks if Chucky is still flying for KLM. Well, this is the airplane we used to know as Chucky, however, they removed all the stickers, all the goodies, or at least I say that, but in actuality I ate them all. Shh, don't tell anybody. Rest in pralines, indeed, Lise. So Chucky is no more. Instead, our members got ITA Airways as a replacement emoji. In addition to two more ground crew and the Viagra in the sky, in the air, windsock. Custom emoji. Which, truth be told, I hope we won't be needing for a long time to come. Give me warm weather instead. Hey Luan, goedemiddag. Good to see you again. This is KLM flight 743 to Lima in Peru, 777-300 the PHB VW. 4 years old, first flight January 2021. Up, up and away. Dit is de polderbaan one. Runway 36 left. Used for departures. And I think we're about at the time where it's going to become the only runway for outbound traffic for an hour. Hopefully my heated gloves will last that long. Rodney has to go. See you later, Rodney. Take it easy at work. Hope to see you again later in the weekend, mate. And thanks for joining for now. This is EasyJet to Belfast in Northern Ireland, an A319 on its way. Now have a look. We have a pipeline, and what a pipeline it is. Airplanes are already traversing the center runway. That's an indication to me that it is closed and all outbound traffic is now going to come to the polderbaan, the one runway we are standing next to, for the upcoming hours. Heavy hitters are coming. On the far left, Delta Airlines flight 137 to Tampa. And behind it, a 787-10 Dreamliner from KLM, which will be going to Calgary. In the center, further in the background, we have Delta Airlines flight 91 going to Orlando in Florida. Then we have a little narrow body in the meantime going to Rovaniemi in Finland. That is KLM flight 1257. And in the meantime, over here, EasyJet to Belfast, A319. While Delta just now has turned and is making its way over to the threshold, you can see another triplet of airplanes over there. Embraer 190 on the left, that is going to go to Birmingham, and another 767-300 which will be going to Washington. That's the second United 767 of this show. Another airplane behind that. Again, it doesn't seem to be showing on my flight radar. I do see that American Airlines Flight 203 to Philadelphia and Delta Airlines Flight 75 to Atlanta have already been pushed back. More Deltas are... There's also a Delta to Detroit. Hey, and Jumpa is going to Belgrade. That's a privately owned airplane. Cessna citation. YUMPA, the registration. Interesting. Anyway, I digress. Let's continue to the threshold where we are going to see the first of the slew of wide bodies taking off as we speak. Delta Airlines on the move, flight 237 to Tampa. And Willem, thank you so much for your kind words, mate. Great channel. Great way to escape the madness, he says in Dutch. Absolutely. Thanks for the kind words. I hope everybody who is watching is enjoying the stream. And if you are enjoying what you're seeing and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It brings in more awesome people like yourselves who are into streams such as these. It helps to get the channel discovered to those who don't know it yet. This is KLM Flight 677, which will be going to Calgary in Canada. 787-10 Dreamliner, PHBKO, brand new, one of the latest and greatest. This is an airplane which began flying in November last year for the first time, so it's only a couple of months old. Haha, Lisa, is that the A330 or your belly I hear rumbling? That's probably my belly. All right. Check out 767 numero dos. Another United. Lovely to see that the 767s are still coming to the Netherlands. Delta Airlines Flight 91 is spooling up, going to Orlando, Florida. Brand new airplane. First flight December. So only a couple of months old still. Time for a narrow body intermezzo. Starting off with this KLM 737-800 to Rovaniemi. Also a massive big thank you and warm welcome to Mate Scorpo, who just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you so much for choosing AMS Live and the Aurora Sky Lounge as your place to hang out in. Hope you're going to like it in the lounge. There are many lounge members already there, so if you need anything or are looking for directions, I'm sure many viewers are there to help you find your way in the lounge. Thank you and welcome Mate Scorpo, our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Delta Airlines is gone long enough and KLM is getting its clearance. KLM flight 1257 to Rovaniemi. Robert says that the United will also come again with the 767-400. That's nice. It is a rarity, although if you watched the channel last year, you would have seen it on quite a regular basis. We've seen it countless times before already, but it is a rarity globally speaking. Just you wouldn't think it is based on how often we have seen it already over here. Lovely to hear. Great news, lovely airplane. It's like a stretch 767-300 of course. This is Britty Hopper going to Birmingham, flying on behalf of KLM, flight 1045. Another Embraer 190, Britty Hopper. Hey Alabama L, good to see ya. Dirk on tour also back and reporting that Cargolux 747 is on the move. That's good news. Over here we have the second 767-300 of the show. Both of them from United, courtesy of United today. This one is going to go to Washington. 32-year-old airplane already. First flight December 1992. Interesting nose. Now is that good nose or bad nose? Indeed, NJ, it looks like an angry bird. I was also thinking about that. Or a goatee, if you will, Lance. It looked funny. Next up is going to be Air France flight 1501 going to Paris-Charles de Gaulle. A 16-year-old A320. First flight of this airplane was in March 2008. And this is the FGKXP. That's Foxtrot Golf Kilo X-Ray Papa. And there is a Cargolux 747 on flight radar. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see, yeah. Is it moving already? Or has it just been pushed back? Ground speed 6 knots. Should be coming this way, folks. Third queen of the show. Cargolux to Milan. Alrighty, for those of you joining us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing here along runway 36 left, aka the runway called Polderbaan. The sun is trying to get out from behind the clouds. It's not yet working, but it does its best, and it looks a bit better now than it did in the beginning of the stream when it was still very nebulous and grey. We have seen 2 747s and 2 767s already, and a third 747 is coming this way. Cargolux to Milan. And if you missed the beginning of the stream, have a look. Our opening shot is a Delta A330-300 flight 57, which was supposed to go to Salt Lake City, but didn't initially. It did take off successfully after another go, but it stood there apparently with technical issues, but we never found out why it was. So if anybody has learned more in the meantime, do share with us in the chat. We're all curious to learn why that Delta did not take off initially in one go. KLM flight 1127 is taking off next. Alrighty, we have an A330 on the move, which will be heading out to Oranjestad in Aruba pretty soon. And we have a 737 that is lined up ready to go to Lisbon. KLM flight 1583. Right, and we have another KLM Embraer taking off to Zagreb. Let's have a quick look at the weather, see what is happening. Runway use currently, a refresh will tell us we are standing along the only runway in use for departures, and we are standing right at the beginning, and we can see them taxiing from the main platform area right to the runway we are standing next to. This is the weather report I pasted in the ticker the last time I checked. This is a current update of the situation. It is now 2 degrees above zero. The wind has reduced to 7 knots. Visibility has improved to 9 kilometers below the now 3,000 feet ceiling. In the meantime, let me quickly paste the weather report in the ticker for you guys. KLM Embraer 190 lined up here. En Hadi Marcel, goedemiddag. Right, back in time for KLM flight 765 to Oranjestad in Aruba. The A and the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire and Curaçao. With coming behind this A330, another A330 from Delta. Who would have thought? First up, KLM, flight 765, A330-300, destination Oranjestad, Aruba. And this is fuck D. Well, fuck D too. The PH AKD, Alpha Kilo Delta, 12 years old, first flight March 2012. Delta Airlines A330, following it will be going to Detroit, Michigan, and after that we are going to see a KLM Embraer to Geneva. The A330 is pulling up. Up and away. And the slowest retracting gear in the game. Takes a little while, but there you go. Let's quickly turn back. We have another A330 coming in. Lined up already. Delta Airlines Flight 135 to Detroit, Michigan. 22 years old. November 801. November Whiskey is its registration. First flight of this airplane was in January 2003. E2 Embraer to Geneva, Embraer 190 to Newcastle, and we have another A330, but that is a 200 to Vancouver coming this way. Hey, that's good news, Roy. Cathay Pacific A350-1000 is also heading our way. Nice. And Adam says hi to Adam, and I say hi to both Adams as well. A family of Adamses means we are the Adams family. Cannot snap my fingers because I have gloves on. Don't. The Adamses are taking over the world. Like Pinky and the Brain. Gee, Adam, what do you want to do tonight? Same thing we do every night, Adam. Take over the world. Try to take over the world. Alrighty. E2 Embraer 195. Lined up. Destined to go to Geneva. KLM flight 1933, PH NXF, 3 years old, first flight October 2021, and it also looks like we have another one coming this way. That's an E2 Embraer 195 to Bucharest, according to flight radar. Hey, I spy with my little eye another Queen of the Sky coming this way. My. Awesome. So looks like we might get 2 consecutive E2 Embraers taking off. E2 Embraer over here, over there, everywhere. That's the Cathay Pacific A350-1000 also coming this way, folks. Now we're at 682 likes, almost 700. Can we reach the 700 before the A350 takes off? Probably shouldn't be too difficult. Frederick Sands also back in the chat. Good to see ya. What a backdrop. 747 A350 1000. Next airplane to take off is the Embraer 190 to Newcastle over here. The second E2 Embraer will take off after that, because the next airplane, as you can see in the background from the threshold, is an A330. There we go, 700 likes already reached. Thank you all so much. That really helps to get more people like yourselves who are into streams such as these into the channel. Thank you all so much, folks. Hey, there's a lurk. Good to see you again, mate. A familiar sight that we've seen before on several occasions already today. E2 Embraer from KLM. Taking Cheaters Lane. Oh yeah. That's the A350 1000. Cathay Pacific at Cargolux in the background coming this way. More planes to Cheaters Lane? Could be. For now, let's turn back to the threshold, have a look at the departure of KLM flight 681 to Vancouver, Canada. It's an A330-200. And this is the PHAOE Alpha Oscar Echo. 18 years old, first flight July 2006. Anthony is tuning in from South Africa. Welcome. And Anthony will be counting down for another 21 days before the 3-week vacation in Amsterdam. Nice. Hope you'll bring some of that summery weather that you guys are having in South Africa right now back to the Netherlands by then. Lord knows we can use some sunshine over here and warmer temperatures. Oh, no time to waste. No time to waste. The A350 is lining up and the Queen is coming. The Queen is coming, but the A350 1000 is lined up. Cathay Pacific, flight 270, A350 1000 to Hong Kong. 6-year-old airplane, first flight October 2018. It's pulling up. What a long machine. Alrighty, Embraer 190 to Luxembourg is also in Cheaters Lane. coming this way. Going to precede the 747's departure in a few moments. So we have the Embraer 190 over there. We have Her Majesty over here. And we have an Embraer 175 over there. Hey Brody! Nice to see you, mate. Finally caught one. Are you referring to the A350-1000 or the 747? This is Cargolux Italia going to Milan. Number 6 on flight radar already, tracked by 400 and number 4, apologies, number 4 on flight radar, tracked by 420 people right now. 20-year-old airplane, first flight April 2004. Preceding this airplane is number 175 already lined up. KLM should be leaving any moment now. Tiger back just in time, perfect timing. And while the Cargolux 747 is lining up, KLM flight 1711 to Luxembourg is going to take off before it. Just got notification from PayPal. Evan, thank you for your donation, my friend. Thank you so much. Just got notified by PayPal. Very much appreciated. This is KLM flight 1711 to Luxembourg. I made eye contact with the captain and I saw that he was looking. I saw that the captain was looking my way, threw him a wave, he reciprocated. Wonderful. Cargolux, Queen number 3. This is now the number 3 on flight radar. 540 people are tracking it. Rookie numbers, we have more viewers. Now number 3, going to Milan. 20-year-old airplane, first flight April 2004. Delta Airlines flight 75 to Atlanta, Georgia. A330 is coming this way. American Airlines flight 203 to Philadelphia is also still coming. Looks like there's also a Dreamliner on the move to Houston. I'm not sure if JetBlue to New York is already on the move. If not, then at least it has been pushed back. It should start to move pretty soon. Queen number 3. And there's always a Delta plane, Brody. Look in the background. She's light. Mighty early rotation there. Climbing relatively steeply. It's not often that you see 747s already so high in the sky, so relatively close by, when you're standing next to the runway they're taking off from. She's been on a diet indeed, Lisa. Lunar Scale says my boss is on the next airplane. And Her Majesty giving us a long distance butt shot. Climbing out. Delta Airlines flight 75 now going to Atlanta, Georgia. Spooling up. Oh no, first of my heated glove batteries is wearing out. Means the other one won't be far away from also failing. Delta Airlines Flight 75 to Atlanta, Georgia, another A330-300, November 8 to 7 November Whiskey, 8 years old, first flight April 2016. Here we have American Airlines to Philadelphia coming this way. Here we have the threshold where Embraer 190s are lined up and waiting to take off pretty soon. Gives me a moment to go back and massively thank both Evan and Grotje for your super stickers. Thank you so much, Evan, for the smiling face with hard eyes. And thank you so much, Grotje, for the super sticker. A thumbs up. Now, if you've been enjoying the stream so far, you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to bring in more awesome people like yourselves who are into streams such as these, but who haven't come across AMS Live yet. Helps to promote the channel. Nobody's perfect said, you are not focused enough, boy. Oh really? Why is that so? This is KLM flight 1801 and we all know where that is going to go to. Jörg's hometown of Düsseldorf. Is Düsseldorf nearby, you might wonder? Alrighty. Ah, you feel your hands. Well, if the hand warmers are dying and you have been standing for, what is it? 3 hours and 50 minutes in a temperature that is equivalent to a fridge, and there's also constantly wind blowing, you probably would be feeling your hands as well, despite all the focus. We have another Embraer 190 that is taking off, preceding American Airlines Flight 203, which will be going to Philadelphia. We have another cheater on cheater's lane, Embraer 190 to Bristol, which already is on the runway. Are they doing the turn and burn? It is pretty hopper. Yeah, they're not slowing down, they're doing a turn and burn. They are slowing down. Ooh, nice. What up, lads? Alrighty. Let's see. I see only narrow bodies coming this way after the next two wide bodies will have taken off. Given the fact that both my heated gloves have given out and my hands are starting to get cool really quickly, I think I am going to wrap up after the next two airplanes have taken off and hopefully be back again tomorrow for another stream, which hopefully will begin with more sunshine from the beginning than today's one did. This is the penultimate airplane of the day, American Airlines Flight 203 to Philadelphia, 7878 Dreamliner, 3 years old, first flight June 2021. If all is well, the upcoming weekend starting tomorrow, we should have more sunny weather, less wind, cool wintry temperatures. Should be awesome. Brody says, let me know when you're starting. If you subscribe and have hit the bell icons, you should be notified when I announce a new stream. I usually start around 9:45 a.m. local time. Indeed, Frans. Koude vingers, tijd om naar huis te gaan. Cold fingers, time to go home. You lose your fine motor skills quickly. That's not going to benefit the quality of my footage. Also, if there's no more wide bodies coming on short notice, this is a natural moment to end with. It is the last airplane of the day, KLM Flight 667 to Austin, Texas, 7879 Dreamliner, the PHBHA, 9 years old, first flight October 2015. Here we go. Now, once again, a massive big thank you to all of you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I certainly did. Leave a like if you like the stream and you haven't already. It really helps to bring in more awesome people like yourselves who are also into streams such as these, but who haven't come across the channel yet. A massive big thank you for all who became a member, gifted memberships, super stickered, super chatted, PayPal'd, bought something from the merch store. You guys rock. This channel is nothing without all of you. Also, a massive big thank you once again to the moderators for keeping the chat friendly and accessible to all. You've been watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This was the Polderbaan for departures. Hope to see you again during the next one, which should be tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe, be warm, and for now, I'm going to say bye for now.